You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, we are currently divorced. He's been doing a lot of extra parties for professional sports figures and making a lot more money than what he previously admitted to when we first got our divorce.
All right, so she's back in court because her ex has been making bank at these fancy celebrity parties, and she's still stuck raising 3 kids on a measly $500 a month. Let's see how this one plays out.
You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, we are currently divorced, and he's paying me child support. And lately, he's been doing a lot of extra, he's a bartender, and he's been doing a lot of extra parties for professional sports figures and making a lot more money than what he previously admitted to when we first got our divorce. He's making like around an extra $5,000 a month in tips from his bartending gigs. And I just feel like with 3 kids, we need to increase the child support, and he's not agreeing with me on that.
Well, if what you're saying is true, I would agree with you too. We need to increase that child support amount. And you said how many children?
3.
3 children. Okay. You said about $5,000 a month. And I have documents up here from your most recent court order. $500 a month?
Yes.
For 3 children?
For 3 children.
Okay.
Bruh, $500 for 3 kids? That's like one grocery trip and a pack of crayons. How was this even allowed the first time?
Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to him?
No, I just think that he's denying the fact that he's making this additional money every month, and I think it's obvious everything he puts onto the media, buying drinks for people and buying shots, and he's at these high-profile parties, and I just think that he needs to do what's right for our kids, and it's hard to take care of that many kids on $500 a month.
Right, right. Yeah, I would definitely agree. What about health insurance for these children?
They're on Medicaid.
Okay, all right. Sir, is there a reason, you're not supporting your children more? And first off, is what she's saying true?
Well,
Yeah, what does that mean?
sort of, yes, I do bartend for some celebrities sometimes.
So the
and-
answer is yes, that what she said is true, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And but I mean, they have done good so far. I thought $500 would be good. I mean, they have been doing great. I mean,
You think $500 is enough to raise children and you're making an additional $5,000 a month?
well,
Is that what you're saying?
yes, I bring them. I bring them clothes, from time to time. That helps them,
That's
and,
called parenting.
Backpacks.
Parenting.
Laptops.
Parenting.
What? This man really out here flexing about buying backpacks. My guy, that's called being a parent. You're not doing charity work?
Yes, Your Honor. And honestly, being a bartender, my income is not fixed. So, I'm always saving for a rainy day. That's why I don't want to part with a lot of my money, my savings. I want to keep some of that money for the future. And,
Your children's future.
well, yes, yeah, that too.
Right. So that means you shouldn't have a problem paying the additional amount based on your income.
Well, but what if I lose my job, Your Honor?
What if I lose mine?
For me. Well, true, but I mean,
Yeah, I've got 3 kids.
well,
Works
we got
both
3
ways.
kids. I mean, we got them.
Well, it
together,
feels like
right?
I have 3 kids,
Well,
since you're not
I do
really
visit
doing a
them
part.
from time to time. And I was there last month. I took them for the entire weekend, and
Oh, you took them for one weekend. You took your children for one long weekend
yes, ma'am.
parenting.
Yes,
Right.
my
You're
job.
not going to get a medal for that. That's what you should do as a parent. You should take your children for long weekends. You should buy them backpacks. You should buy them laptops. You should buy their clothes. That's what a parent does. And that's not even a good parent. That's basic parenting. Good parenting goes above and beyond those things that I just said. You haven't said anything about going above and beyond. And based on what she's saying, these children are with her most of the time. Do you think about how her expenses increase with your children always being with her? $500, that's probably enough to cover groceries, if that.
Well, that might be true, but you have to consider this. I work almost every day, and
I do too.
I don't get a break. And you know, parenting the kids, that takes a lot of effort, and sometimes I don't feel like I'm up for it. You know, I'm tired, and so and I have already taken a lot of time off. You know, for those parties, for the celebrity parties, I have to work extra hours, and so man.
You haven't said anything that moved me. You just gave a bunch of excuses, quite frankly. You didn't deny anything that she just said. So you are in agreement that you're making about $5,000 a month for these private parties, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And there it is. He admits it. $5 grand extra a month and still crying about child support. Bro, you pop bottles for celebs but can't pop a dime for your kids?
That's all I needed to know. And it is true that these children are on Medicaid, correct?
Yes.
And you only have 3 children?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to modify your child support today, Mr. Alma. It's the right thing to do. You're going to have to pull from that savings that you're saving for yourself and start saving for these children's future, as well as taking care of them monthly. You got it? All right. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to base your child support off of that $5,000 a month, which will put your salary around $60,000. Like I said, gross is $5,000. That brings your net down to $4,101.87. Do you have any other children outside of these 3?
No, ma'am. That's the only children that I have.
Okay. All right. And then I'm going to do 9% of your gross for the reimbursement to Medicaid, which comes out to about $450. Do you have access to private health insurance? Can someone at one of these private parties get you some health insurance for these children?
I can try.
Well, I would suggest that you do, because I think that you can find health insurance a lot cheaper than $450, okay? So $450 plus your monthly child support obligation comes out to $1,680.
Boom! $1,680 a month. That's what you get when you play around in court. Hope those celebrity parties were worth it.
A month, okay? You have any questions about that?
No, I understand.
Okay, it's the right thing to do. So I would hope you do understand. You have 3 kids. You have to take care of them beyond backpacks and everything that we've already discussed. Mom needs some assistance too, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is there anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed. Thank you. You're welcome.
And just like that, the case closed. Moral of the story? If you can afford to live large, you better show up for your kids too. No excuses. Well, that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, consider a like and subscribe to the channel for more court case videos. Watch our another wild video, and thanks for watching.